things?
I'm good, man. How you guys? Thanks for making it the journey up here. Not too far for you lot now.
Yeah, no, it was all good. Got stuck in a track there, didn't we? But apart from that.
And the last been a good journey. Thanks for having us. Really appreciate it. Yourself and John. Now, Riiddy, you're back in camp. When did you manage to get yourself back in the gym, mate?
Well, to be honest, we never really left the gym. Like from the last fight, and that obviously lockdown happened, and like I've been saying to a lot of people, like I've been a bit lucky compared to other fighters where other fighters that type of make gyms, go elsewhere, whatever. But then where this is JP John Pittman's gym is like business. It's been able to like use it whenever. So we haven't been able to do much like training other people. So all the attention's been on me. So it's like we've just been training hard. He hasn't really let me take my foot off the gas. So it's been good, man. It's been good.
Have you missed sort of the gym atmosphere with obviously the banter and things that come with being in a gym in the day?
Yeah, because a lot of times like we have like a team, like a group of us, so like whether it's just the fighters or just the regular people who come in on a daily basis, you know what I mean? It's always a good atmosphere. Like I say, this gym ain't it's different to any other gym, you know what I mean? The community, it's like a mad loving community. So it hasn't really been like that. It's been literally me and John, just, you know what I mean, like a married couple in here on our own. So, you know what I mean? So literally.
I know. It's quite funny. I noticed coming in here, it says on the door, leave the ego at the door. Is that very much the case here?
100%. And I've seen people come in here with egos, big egos, and like John's gonna shut you straight down. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have it. Like, John's a nice guy if you have no ego, but if you come in with an ego, he's gonna just shut you straight down. And I've seen it many times, and it's like, ooh, I think you should not have done that. So one of them things, man,
Now we saw you down at St. Joe's. I think it was last week we were down there, and you saw you were training down there. How has it been? How is it for you going down to that gym and getting sparring in with the likes of Lee Selby, Gavin Gwynn, who's in action tomorrow?
Yeah, Tony Bull's gym at St. Joe's, that's been like our second home from like since I was like 17, you know what I mean? Like we've been going down there, John would get me sparring up there. That's like the first place we started. We travelled around a lot sparring. That's the first place we ever travelled to start getting like decent pro level sparring, you know what I mean? So from the age of 17, we kind of like grew a bond with Tony. That's like our second home. We're always up there. So, but you can't beat getting world level like experience from the likes of Lee Selby, like a master operator in there. You learn all these tricks off them all the time. And I don't know, I just love it. I love always being at that top level, you know what I mean? It gets boring when you're not at that top level, so it's just a reminder of where I'm trying to go, Yeah. But with the likes of like Lee Selby, Lloyd Jermaine, you know what I mean? Like two top guys, you know what I mean? And they don't really get better than that, you know what I mean? Decent, man, decent.
Oh, wicked. I mean, obviously John trains you, but does Tony get involved in it? Does he give you, pearls of wisdom or bits of advice when you're in the gym?
Yeah, 100%. Like whenever we're there, he's like always like giving me and John little points, whatever. Always on the phone to me, giving us a calls up, whatever, just saying here, this and that. So it's a whole team thing, a whole atmosphere. It's not like just one or whatever. It's like me, John, Tony, Scott, all of us. Like we all come together, we all work, and I think that's what makes our team so special compared to other people. And it's not just even with the coaches, from down to like different sponsors, you know what I mean, like local businesses, down to like people like Matt, you know what I mean, my brother, different people coming on board. Like I couldn't do this on my own. That's basically like that, you know. I could do it on my own. So yeah.
It's in Eddie's back garden. I'm sure you've seen it. Are you impressed by it? Would that be something that you'd be interested in fighting in?
Yeah, like you know what I mean. If it happened right now, I'd be interested in. Like if it don't really happen now, then I don't really care about it after this. You know what I mean? So I kind of want to get back to the crowds and the atmosphere and fighting in the big stadiums, the big place like that, the big arenas. So, but yeah, if I had the opportunity to fight there now, it's just an experience, isn't it? So this whole boxing journey is all different experiences, what I've come across. So that would have been a nice experience to add to my journey, and then basically, to speak about it in like the years to look back on, But all the fighters what's involved, you know what I mean? It's great, and just to be pictured as one of the fighters to be able to fight behind closed doors, because not a lot of fighters can do that, and a lot of fighters are itching to do that. I'm just happy to get to do that, man. You know what I mean? So I'm in there, and I'm the last show, main event, what's going. So I'm the chosen one. I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Now, when we look at Scott mentioned the Eddie Hearn shows there. Obviously, Frank is back with his own shows as well. Now, there's always going to be rivalry between the promoters. Me and Scott were just wondering, is there any links with yourself? We know you looked after and managed by MTK. You're going to be on the MTK shows.
Yeah.
Is there any links with you and Eddie? Any links with you and Frank? Or there's nothing at all? Any working relationships?
No, there's no like contracts, nothing like that. But obviously, I've had 4 opportunities to fight on Sky. All 4 of them fell through. So I've been unlucky in that department where I've been to fight on the Joe Cordina undercard, the Mir Khan undercard, the Golden Contract twice. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, but all of them have fell through, and lockdown was the last one what made it like not happen. But I know I'm gonna be fighting on them shows. I know I'm not far from fighting on the shows. If it weren't for lockdown, I'd be fighting on the shows, and I don't really mind like whether it's Frank, Eddie, whoever pays the best. You know what I mean? Whoever pays best and like you know what I mean shows us the money. So yeah, I don't mind.
They're wicked. we obviously talk about rivalries there between the two. We're not going to get too bogged down in them. Looking at the BT Sport shows, looking at obviously Eddie's back garden, the build he's got on, do you think that maybe Eddie's possibly pulling ahead of Frank on like the sort of promotional level? Not that we want to, stick you in it or anything.
No, I don't mind. This is from a fan's point of view. So from a fan's point of view, I'd say yeah, you know what I mean? Like, because it's like what stands out, you know what I mean? What stands out grabs your attention. Obviously, MTK, Frank were all in the studios, you know what I mean? So obviously Eddie wanted to be the one to go push the boundaries and do something a bit different, you know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? Just get people talking in it. So it's like what most people talking about is that type of in the garden, it's a bit different. And if it all goes well, then yeah, he's probably putting ahead. But if it don't, then you know what I mean, probably back to the studio, everybody will go, you know. So one of them things. But yeah, from a fan point of view, it's very interesting. I'm intrigued to see what it's like and how it pulls out and the setting, how it looks, and some good class fights on as well. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of the fighters on there, so yeah, it'd be good, man.
Now coming back to you, Riiddy, as I mentioned just a moment ago, you signed with MTK. You're fighting on one of their shows in September. What are your thoughts personally about fighting behind closed doors?
I like the crowd, and I love the crowd because I like to, like I said, I've said in interviews like the other day, like I like to beat my opponent up, talk to the crowd, give them a little wave, you know what I mean, go back to beat the opponent up, you know what I mean, it's just like, it's good energy off the crowd, you know what I mean, you can feel the crowd, they spur you on, if you're a bit down, they spur you on, if you're a bit up, they spur you know what I mean, so it's always nice, and like I'm an entertainer, so I like to be in there and give the crowd their money's worth, whatever. I don't know what it's going to be like without no crowd there. I don't see what the atmosphere is like. It's going to be a bit of a new experience, but that's how I'm just taking it, as an experience, a new experience, and experience I'm going to come through and have fun doing no matter what, you know what I mean? It's only a short space of time we're going to be doing these no crowds things. I'm sure crowds will be back by October, whatever. So if it's a case of just sit out and wait, I'd rather get in there, get involved, and see what this is like, you know what I mean? Like I said, adding it to my journey, and look, when this was said, then we look back, I get to say, like, I was one of the fighters who got to fight behind closed doors, and, you know what I mean? But I don't think a lot of fighters are going to be able to handle it, you know what I mean? Only certain fighters are going to be able to adapt, and you're going to see who's real fighters, who can really adapt, who can come to the new scenery, whatever. And I think I'm one of the fighters what will thrive on it, you know what I mean? Thrive no matter what. Like me and John, we've been places where we've gone amateur shows, yeah. You've gone in there like to give you like 25 fights, 30 fights on. You're the last one, 30 fight, whatever, yeah. You go in there, the arena's packed, loads of noise, whatever. By the time you get to your fight, there's like 2 people in there. You know what I mean? It's so silent, you know what I mean? So I'm just looking at that, it's gonna be like that, and I've done that many of times just, so I'm not worried about fighting. I don't really care about the whole crowd that much. That doesn't what thrive me too much. Like, I'll beat Philip Bowes if it's just me and him, you know what I mean? I don't really mind whoever's there. So as long as I get them titles, that's what my eyes are set on. I'm gonna do it.
Oh, wicked, mate. Obviously there's other MTK cards. Any other fights on any of the other cards that have caught your eye? Are you looking forward to seeing any from a spectator's point of view? Or you just sort of concentrating on Phil Bowes at the moment?
Yeah, my one. If you notice, like, not disrespecting the rest of the fighters, I think they're all going to be great fights, great shows. MTK wants, they're doing good things, you know what I mean? I'm glad that MTK has been able to be in the mix with like the likes of Frank, Eddie and whatever. So the whole cards are obviously good. But I feel like mine's the best, you know what I mean? My fight is the best, it's gonna be the best, and that's why I'm the last one on it, you know what I mean? So
headliner for a reason, yeah.
100%, like I mean, they made sure they put me the last one, so you know what I mean, they gotta come back, you know, you need to save the best to last. I feel like it's that, so yeah.
Now, when we spoke about your training, and I asked you about the gym, Riiddy, you said that you've been taking over, as all fighters have, doing different things.
Yeah.
But was there ever, coming on to the sparring side of things, was there ever a time that you were a little bit worried maybe you wouldn't get the sufficient amount of sparring you needed for this fight?
What, this one, like, this camp, you mean?
Yeah.
Nah, not at all, man. Like, John's got some mad links for us, so it doesn't matter who it is, like, where it is. We can always get sparring, great sparring. We got like a book, yeah, like a type of, and we rate it for different levels, from like top level, middle level, low level, so whatever we want, yeah, we can get, and I feel that's a good thing from me and John traveling around, creating these links, creating these connections with different fighters, different coaches, different people. So when it comes to little times like this, bring up somebody, they're not ready, not available, all right, on to the next, you know what I mean, they're available, or we travel, we don't mind traveling as well, so as long as, it always comes down to traveling, are you willing to travel, you know what I mean, and we don't really mind traveling, and I'm just glad we've got some great connections in the sparring industry, you know, so.
Definitely, mate. Looking at the fights that have been behind closed doors so far,
yeah.
In between rounds, there's a crazy amount of, you know, they're making sure the ring is clean and tidy. I know Gavin was saying he's stuck in a hotel room.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, with these MTK shows, has there been any strict guidelines given to you so far? Have you got to like isolate? Have you got to do anything a bit crazy, or?
Yeah, like a lot of it we're going to be getting told to us a lot more and a lot more depth, a lot more detail over the few coming weeks. But it's going to be the same as what everybody else is doing right now, you know what I mean? Isolate, get tested, make sure you're safe, healthy. It's just like that, you know what I mean? At the same time, like we keep, I haven't really been a big fan of this whole COVID thing. So I haven't really been on my mind. But at the same time, it's like I'm not taking no chances to get out there, catch COVID, or say you got COVID and then it's game over. So me and John, we move safely. You know what I mean? We keep our house safety, and that's how bad we want it. You know. So, but it's just simple stuff. Like anything you see on the TV from Sky Sports, they're doing to Frank One BT, what they're doing, it's the same thing MTK got to do. You know what I mean? It's just the British boxing board have just set guidelines for everybody, and it's the same for everyone.
What's your thoughts on having that Corvette test, Riiddy? I mean, I've seen a few eyes watering, I've seen a few glimpses.
Whoa.
Can I just say, I've had it, and it's not very nice.
Yeah, but have you had the same? I was watching it the other day, yeah, and I don't know what that big long thing is, yeah. They shot like a big ass long cotton bud, yeah. And like they put it in the back of your throat, and I'm thinking, alright, cool, that's a bit like chokey. And then they use the same end to put in your nose.
Yeah, straight up the nose.
I thought, hey, that's far out there. And then they use that same one to go in the same nose. I thought, that's like, ain't that dirty? Like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? So I'm not a fan of that. Like, I'm a bit hygienic when it comes to these things, yeah. So I'm not a bit fan of that, but it's got to be done, innit? Yeah, I'm gonna be asking if they could use like a different end or something like, can you just switch it around or something? But I don't know. Yeah, it's got to be done, innit? So yeah, it's one of them things.
So you're fighting obviously Phil Bowes for the third time, but this is sort of the third time it's been arranged.
Yeah.
Has there been a point in this camp where maybe you were thinking, oh, is it going to go ahead? Is it going to be cancelled again? I know it's obviously been pushed back a day now, but that's for other reasons. But were you ever worried that it would be the fight that never got to happen?
You know what? Yeah, I think from the first two fights getting called off, yeah, it kind of made me more like acceptable for these things. I'm more like, you just gotta roll with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even in my mind if it's gonna happen. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Even if we get to the ring walk, we walk to the ring and then it gets called off. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, anything could happen right now. That's what I've learned, like with my experience in going through them last two camps, whatever. And it taught me that, like, so. All you can do is be ready. Focus on yourself. Be ready. It don't matter what happens. What meant to be, meant to be. If we're meant to fight, we're gonna fight. And at the moment, I'm confident and I believe we're gonna fight. It's gonna be on. And I think it'll be a great fight. But I don't know. Only God knows, innit, if it's meant to happen, innit? So I don't really think about that if it's gonna be whatever. If you think that, yeah, that kind of just derail your whole camp, derail how your mindset. And I think you got to be 100% mental, 100% emotionally, physically, spiritually. Everything got to be all in one, innit? So I don't really put them like thoughts in my mind and worry about it. But I think it's gonna happen, though. I think it's gonna happen. I mean, let's go knock on Philip Bowes' house and drag him to the ring. I mean, come on, we're fighting, bro. Come on.
Literally in his back arm.
Yeah, come on, we'll get it on.
I mean, waiting for this fight to happen, we mentioned, you know, the circumstances surrounding the fight not happening so far. Has this been the most frustrating sort of fight, you know, waiting for it to happen so far? Has it been the most frustrating time for you, really, would you say?
What, this whole like fight, like?
Yeah, just waiting for it to happen. I mean, with the circumstances, with it not happening twice
like,
before.
It's a weird one. Like, it's been a whole weird experience, yeah. And it's an experience I'm getting used to now, and I can't wait till it's actually over. Like me and John talked about it earlier. Wouldn't it just be good, that feeling when it's like, Bowes is done. What's next? You know, it wouldn't be like what's next. Let's just chill, bro, for a second, yeah, because this has been long. Like this is our third back-to-back camp. I've never even had to do something like that back-to-back for the same fighter. So you don't even know what shape I'm in. I'm in a mad shape, ready for this year. But then obviously it does take its toll on you mentally, emotionally. You got to think our families are invested in this, our friends, everybody. So it is like draining towards that thing. But it's just an experience. Roll with it. I don't know. In the future, stuff like this can happen again. So I'm just prepared now for things like this to happen. And at the same time, like I think I've earned more respect for Philip Bowes in a way, yeah. Because it's like he could have actually really just ran off by now. He could have ran off, said, you know what, leave it. Let me take my Commonwealth, run off. And he'd actually stand up, said, you know what, I want to keep going. I want to go with it. He feels he's got what it takes to derail me and end my plans. You know what I mean? And he thinks that, so. You know what I mean? Hats off to him, bro. You know what I mean? If he thinks that, let's go. Like, let's have a great fight. So, it's just one of them things. Like, and I'm gonna, out of respect for him, I'm gonna give him the best fight ever, bro. The best fight, and I'm gonna tear him up, bro. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Speaking of respect, there, Red, do you is there going to be any Twitter beef going on? I don't know. I mean, what does Phil think about, you know, the beef online? Is he a fan of it or not?
Nah, bro, he's not. Like, he's kind of, I can't, like, he's kind of boring, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, out of all my fighters, what come on, give a bit of whatever, he's probably been the most boring. And it's no disrespect to being boring. Maybe that's just not his thing. Maybe he just don't like that, whatnot. But like, I'm in the last camp and that, and then like you had Sky Sports saying, giving us interviews. I got to do my interview. Then like he's doing his interview, and then I got a message saying, we don't know if you still want to do interviews or not. But Phil said he's not doing no more. I was thinking, what? Like, bro, this is part of our media obligations and our contracts. This is what we got to do. You know what I mean? But he just said, nah, he's not with it. He just wants to get in a fight, and maybe that just shows how serious he is. Maybe he's actually that much of a serious competitor. Where I'm not into no talking. You know what I mean? I've met guys like that before where they ain't do no talking. It's about action. So I can't really look too much into the talk, and I say, you know what, cool, if you want to play that game, let's not talk, bro, let's just get it on then, you know?
Does social media beef bother you at all, Riiddy, or do you just see it as something that's part of the parcel?
That's 100%.
Build up of a fight.
100%. Any fighters will get upset in that stuff or take that stuff to heart, yeah? They're not made for the sport. I've said it from day dot, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're here to like give the fans entertainment, build the fights, make good fights and whatever. And it's two men fighting. So if I say talk smack about you, I gotta expect someone to talk smack about me or whatever. And that's we're two men fighting. I don't get when people say, oh, just be peaceful, friendly, fight, whatever. We can be friends after we fight. You know what I mean? Like show respect after, and more time we gain a lot more respect when you fight. You know, so. I don't know, I don't really get like fighters don't really get into that stuff. I'm not saying it's all about that stuff. Like if you get into a fight with someone, or you have a fight with someone who's just really not about it from the get-go, then cool. But what do you, like say, take Philip Rose for example, what do me and him have to say that we shouldn't give the fans like something like that? And then if I've talked so much smack about you, I'm thinking, bro, give me something back, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, you know what I mean? But it's not really his style, so I just, you know what I mean? I just let my talking be in the ring, you know?
Wicked. So, prediction then. Obviously, I'm assuming you're going to say knockout, or you're going to put on a masterclass. How do you see the fight going?
It depends, what Philip Rose turns up. That's all I can really say. It depends what Philip Rose turns up, because I'm a fighter what can do all kinds of things, you know what I mean? So if he wants to come and have it, give it a go and give the fans a real fight, stand the fight, bro, I'll take him out, you know what I mean? Like, me and John been working on some things I don't have to say much, but I'm highly confident in take him out, you know? But if he wants to just be a different type of fighter and not give it like that, then I'll just ping your head off all night long, you know? So it depends what Philip Rose turns up, you know what I mean? And that's down to him, you know what I mean? So when he watches it, Phil, whatever you turn up with, I got something for you, literally.
Gonna adapt, yeah?
I'm an adaptable fighter, man. Like, I don't think there's no fighters. This is the thing, none of these fighters there ain't got no ring IQ like I got, and they can't adapt like I can, and they can't do what I can do. And no matter what I look like on TV, social media, whatever, when it comes down to crunch time, it's too late, you know?
I think we've just got the clickbait right there.
We have. We've done it for us, it's there. Now, obviously you won't look past your opponent that's in front of you, Philip Rose, yourself or John. But what is next for Riiddy? When you get the job done against Philip Rose, what's next for Riiddy?
Holiday first. Holiday, break, relax, a couple cocktails or something, I don't know, cheeky burgers or something, I don't know, man. Like, but obviously all seriousness on that side, it depends what like John, MTK, sit down with them, what they decide, you know what I mean? Like a lot of my career, I've kind of set out myself, you know what I mean? Like I said, I want to fight that guy, do that, get that. I feel like I'll be in a position where it's like, you know what, let's just sit back, I'm gonna leave the business people to decide what's next for me, and if it makes sense, then we go with it. But I don't know, you know, it would just be good to not be like the hunter no more, you know what I mean? To be the one getting hunted, you know what I mean? I was watching an interview yesterday and I think Sam Maxwell was calling me out, talking about he wants to fight me, whatever, after if he wins Joe Hughes. So if he beats Joe Hughes, that would be a good fight that's there. I've heard about the Robbie Davis fight. There's Sandor Martin, the European champion. You can even go down the international route. I don't really mind, like I'm sure I've showed that I'll fight anybody as long as it makes sense, you know what I mean? So I don't really mind it, whatever's there. But at the moment, I got to deal with Philip Rose. He's not a joke, you know what I mean? So I know he's a serious opponent in front of me. I am taking him serious. So once I breeze him, then whatever's next, let's have it, you know what I mean? Let's have it.
There was a rumblings of Ritson as well, wasn't it? Sort of.
Even Ritson, you know what I mean? Ritson I wouldn't mind having, you know what I mean? Because it's this thing about Ritson, it's no disrespect to Ritson, it's nothing against Ritson, but I only want to fight the best, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to fight who's going to get me the closest to a world title the quickest. So if Ritson's ahead of all them guys I just called out, then why not be Ritson? I don't want to fight these guys what are below. I want to fight the best and keep on moving. So I would love to fight Ritson, but obviously Ritson's got his own plans mapped out, you know what I mean? He's doing what he's doing. He's not going to really take a step back from me. So let him keep going, but I'm sure, I know for a fact where I know I'm going to keep getting these W's, so I know Ritson's going to have to see me soon, you know what I mean? So if he's still in the position, or we'll get it on, but if he's not and there's someone above him, then I ain't going to want Ritson, I'm going to want the guy above him, you know? So we'll just see how it goes. Only God knows what's going to be next, you know?
Now, just before we finish, Riiddy, we've had a few fan questions or follower questions sent in. The first one we've got is Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson. What are your thoughts on that fight? Are you for or against these exhibition bouts from past greats?
I'm all for it, man. I'm a boxing fan, you know what I mean? Like, so, all these people are like, oh, two old men, stop being babies, man. You know what I mean? Let them fight, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think people forget what these guys have done. Like, these guys have elevated the sport for us. Like, the reason why boxing is so big is because of people like Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. So, let them go out there and do their thing, man. You know what I mean? And anybody who has got something against it, it's like, you're going to still watch, bro. It's Roy Jones and Mike Tyson, bro. Like, I haven't been able to see, I don't think, not Roy Jones really from being old or whatever, or let's go think about Mike Tyson. I don't think I've really seen a Mike Tyson fight live in my lifetime, you know what I mean, like properly. So any Mike Tyson fight I've watched, it's been like replayed, whatever. And even this last fight where he probably had about, I can't remember what it is, like 2005.
I think it was 17 years ago, yes.
Yeah.
However long it was,
Right,
I was like a little kid, didn't even have like boxing in my house, whatever. I'm only related to watch boxing like that. So I'm all for watching, like seeing them live, see what it does. I know the rules are a bit weird though, see what I mean? So I've heard about the rules being a bit weird, like big gloves, 8 rounds and no decision. So I hope they're not going to go in there and just put on a show and, you know what I mean, be a bit weird of it. Like,
So you want them to take each other's heads up?
100%, 100%, like 100%. I want them to like make it real.
I can't imagine Mike Tyson doing anything different.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like,
imagine telling Mike Tyson, go in there, just take your time, just move around a little bit.
Yeah,
literally. So I don't even care if it's 2 old men or if it don't look the best. As long as they're going to give it their all, yeah, then I'm happy with that, you know?
Quick prediction, Riiddy, who wins that fight?
What, out of
Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson?
I'm gonna go. I don't know, yeah, but I have to say Mike, yeah, only because Roy's last couple fights, watching him, yeah, that is in my lifetime, so I have seen them, and they wasn't really the best. So I don't know if he's moved on from that. Obviously, Mike Tyson looks like he's the better older man I'm seeing, and I know you can't really take much by pads and all that stuff, but I don't know. He's a savage, isn't it? So we'll see, man. We'll see.
I'm looking at you now, Rid. You've got, you know, some cracking gear on.
Magic Brandon, yeah. Make sure you know, check out the trackie, check out the t-shirt, come on. I even bring the Ring Magic hat, you know what I mean, 'cause I thought to give it a little break, you know. But obviously, Ring Magic clothing, that's all going to be online, ready for sale. So look out for that, and yeah.
Now, something that the last fan question we've got is, well, it's not a fan question, me and Scott the question. If you went out for a drink into your local, who buys the first round out of Matt or John?
John, always. John. You know what? Yeah, it's like John's
the dad, yeah.
It's not even that, yeah. It don't matter. Like we've been out for so many drinks here with the whole gym. There could be like 20 people, yeah. And I don't know, like I'm not saying much, but John don't mind. He's like, he must be cake or something. 'Cause he's just like, yo, come on, like round first round on me. You know what I mean? So he's that guy. And John got like a good heart. He puts on a tough face, or whatever, but he got a good heart and he's generous and you know what I mean. So yeah, John's always on that. I think I owe him a couple of first drinks. You know what I mean? After this fight or something, gotta be in it.
Oh, good. Well, I gotta say, was he on time today?
Not dead on time, but pretty good, Rid. I gotta say, pretty good.
Well, on behalf of Southwest Boxing Media, Rid, it's been an absolute pleasure again.
Yeah,
wish you all the best for September the 2nd.
So the fight has been changed. So it was September the 1st originally. It's been moved 24 hours back to September the 2nd. There's no crowds, so a lot of people ask me for tickets and that. No, I can't get you no tickets. I can't get you in on no Sly VIP. Like the race shipped with it because of the COVID or whatever. And just tune into IFLTV. Let's push this. Tune into IFLTV. Yeah, I think my last ratings on IFLTV got like just under 50k views. I wanna get like double that. You know what I mean? I want double that. And I'm saying everybody should be behind this. It's gonna be a great fight. 3rd time lucky. Why did this fight keep happening? Like, you know what I mean? So it's got to be something great about it. Tune in, man. It's gonna be a great action-packed fight. Don't miss out. And watch me make history and become the first ever British and Commonwealth champion from Gloucester.
Awesome.
Rid,
thanks so much.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, Rid.
Come on, man.